Uh, Myself Rajeshwari, and in this presentation I am going to discuss about exploring human psychology through arcana and short story and astrologer's day. This is my academic information. This is the table of content that I will discuss in presentation. So first of all, about information about arcana, right? So these are some basic information about his name, birth, and birthplace. So going to his notable work. So Arkanarayan's work, Swami and Friends, The Guide, Malgudi Days, and this work, An Astrologer's Day, is originally took from Malgudi Days, and it is a first work of this series of Malgudi Days. Another is The Vendor of Sweets. These are his notable works by R.K. Narayan. His writing style, if we have seen, so he has image in a fictional town named Malgudi, and it is a setting of his work, his contribution. So in 20th century, he was the leading author of India, and he has a very good fame in writing of India. Award. So he was awarded by Sahitya Akademi Award and Padma Bhushan Award in his life. So now come up with the theme of the work, An Astrologer's Day. So the theme of story focuses on the single day in the life of ordinary astrology, as Pooja mentioned in her presentation about the brief summary of the astrologer's day. So astrologer who is suddenly faces past life in the present drastic situation, the story has a twist in the tale. So here we can say it's a type of ironical work by Narayan. The otherwise the adventureless life of the astrologer suddenly poses the grave problem from his past life. So here is the past life that he was trying to hide, and that's why he was coming this another city to hide his past. The story also deals with the darker side of human nature, with its hypocrisy, shrewdness, revengeful nature, and selfishness. The character in the story are no exceptions to these qualities of human nature. Finally, all it well that ends well with the astrologers coming out with a flying color, and it's examining the befooling his opponent. So saving his life, and also show it does not face the man again in future. So with his white, very white nature, he sold the things by himself. So one of this theme is deception. Here is the first two line. There is meaning of deception: the act of causing someone to accept as true or valid that is false or invalid, the act of deceiving. So this is the main theme comes in this work, An Astrologer's Day. So the astrologer deceiving his clients by pretending to have supernatural powers, while the strangers who confront him reveals a hidden identity. The theme highlights the complexity of human behavior and the power of perception. So we all know everyone has some common truths. Like if we are talking about youth, so youth has the money crisis, the problem of love, and if we are talking with some elder person, so uh, they have made the problem is they never find proper respect, and never got the proper respect in this life. So these are the some common problems with every human being is finding. If someone is come in front of us and tell you have this problem, so it might our problem as well as another all problems is that. So people is feeling this and that person has some spiritual power and some spiritual idea in their life, so that's why they are able to do this thing, and they know this. But in there is some common things are behind it: human nature and self actualization. So these are the two both themes are here. And astrologers they also explore the complexity of human nature. As we have seen, the astrologer himself was dealing with his opponent with a very in a very cheap manner. He defeat him by telling him some false and untruth. So the character in the story are driven by the desire, fear, and motivation, and which are shaped by culture and society. So the belief system in astrology and this kind of the ritual thing, it is a comes from the culture and the social society from where we are living. From the childhood it's comes in our mind, and at the age of at certain age we are thinking these all things are true, and there is not another thing beyond it. So it's about human nature, and everyone is naturally behaving in such a manner. And the self actualization is a key concept in humanistic psychology, and explored and astrologers day. The astrologer's journey towards self-discovery and personal growth in the central theme of the story. At the right side of this, there is a pyramid. I mentioned to the pyramid's name. It is Abraham Maslow's pyramid of basic psychological human needs. And here he was talk about self actualization, and in his one work in 1954 he was talk about this hierarchical pyramid of the human need. So the Barnum effect. The effect can provide a partial explanation for the widespread acceptance of some paranormal beliefs and practices such as astrology, fortune telling, aura reading, and horoscope type of thing. So in after 1950s this work is published by Bartram Forer, and in his work Barnum effect, or it's also known as Forer effect. In his work he was talking about the psychology, how why people are able to believe this type of things. So psyche, horoscope, magicians, palm readers, and crystal ball gazers make us to the Barnum effect when they convince people their description of them highly special and unique. Unique here, if someone is come to us and told this is about you, and if it is right, so we are feel it is a unique thing. If unique is he or she is known about my personal things, so the special and unique and could never apply to anyone else. But as we all know, the things are somehow some things are apply is overall to the all human beings at the level of psychology. This is how to counter the Barnum effect. Here, some steps are given here. Be skeptical about the information. Always question the sources from where we get some information, and balance the positive and negative information. So, being a skepticalness, habit of questioning the things, and maintain the balance of positivity and positive and negative things. This how we can. Maintain the somehow the some maintain the distance from this type of effect in our own life. So what happened, the non-believers sometimes find uncannily accurate hits in their prediction. If sometimes non-believers are there, they are not believing in this type of astrology and other this type of pseudoscience things. So at that time if some things are happening in a positive manner, so they think now we are not believing it, but the things are true. But this called the Barnum effect. And in short, Forer convinced people that it is possible to read the character successfully without any additional divine power. This personal validation fallacy works behind the widespread acceptance of astrology and other practices like palmistry and fortune telling. As in India we have the astrology, Vedic astrology is there. In another country there is a palm reading is there also, it's in India. And fortune telling, some cards are there who are telling about some fortune of your. So this type of things are we can say as a Ferrer effect or a Barnum effect. uh, the another some psychological elements who these elements are working in human minds, so people are become a believer. So confirmation biases, people tend to seek out and remember information that confirms their existing beliefs. So this type of biases are there who involve people to believe in those type of things. Psychological comfort. So this astrology is giving comfort as a psychological level comfort. If we are uh, the things are not happening really, but as we all know, the religious is for psychological comfort. So this how this astrology kind of things are also a psychological comfort. Astrology offers people a form of psychology comfort and reassurance. It can serve as a capping mechanism or individuals seeking guidance or a sense of purpose in their lives. Wishful thinking. So all people are want this wishful thinkings. People may believe in astrology because they want it to be true. So these are some psychological points that is evoke people to believe in those things. Desire for control. Every human being has some desire to control the things. If we all want to control the things in our power, so astrology can provide a sense of control and predictability in an uncertain world. Beliefs may turn to horoscopes and astrology advice to make decision or find comfort during challenges time. So when we are talk about horoscope, so in marriage market there are some rituals about horoscope, like Janmakshar. If men and women's horoscope are matches, so there are more chances of their marriage life is successful and happy. So this gives the desire for control. We think we want to control our future in a successful manner. So this type of psychic wants leads us to this type of beliefs. Desired control is to degree of influence that individual desire over any subject, circumstances, or relationship. This can apply to romantic, non-romantic, professional, and sales context. Here are the some example of one example of the movie Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. So there is a spelling differentiate in Kabhi and another one Kabhi. So the those who are connected with Hollywood and Bollywood, they are they are connected with high risk. They have a very big budget, and so when a person is connected with the high risk works at their professional lives, so at that time there is more chances to be depended their psychology on this type of things. So they follow this numerology is there, and because of that they change the spelling of their movie. Their release date are the some particular release date depend on the numerology. So these are the things that they are follow because they have the high risk of their work. Name changes as per astrology. So it is again the example. Some people are say if they are a very big hero and heroine, the big person of their profession, so if they are follow, why we are not following? Because but there are some psychological needs of every person. If we are if they are connected with those type of things, there is the more chances to believing in these things. So here is the list is of some uh, hero and heroines, those who are changing their name as per the astrology. Superstition and belief in the modern world. So here are the cutouts of some advertisement of Gujarati as well as in English. So here the astrology and the tantricism are involved together. Here some Vashikaran Jyotish, some tantric rituals and some astrological things are come up with together, and this type of advertisement are directly asking the question. And if we are reading the problem, so we can find out this type of problems are happening in everyone's life. There is no one is there who is think I never faced this type of problem in my own life. So we can say these are some common problems. And so according to National Science Foundation poll, more than half of 18 to 24 years old believers are willing to accept astrology as a science. As you all know, astrology is not a pure science, it's a pseudo science. So that means the expert advice to avoid big decisions might resonate with today's young consumers during uh, retrograde. So the young consumers are there who are consuming those type of thing. In a newspaper we are finding this type of many advertisements are there. Why the advertisement is there? Because the consumers are there, that's why the advertisements are there. This is another series in a television. In morning there are many this type of shows are coming, who is dealing how was your day, how was your day is going on. It is what you have to do, which type of color, which colors of clothes you have to wear, and which type of thing that you have to done for your success. And so nowadays in the era of mobile phone, smartphone, there are so many applications are also there who are consult online and dealing with the people online by online payment and other things. So these things are also in before that the things are in traditional form, but after the era of digitalization, it's also come in television and mobile application. Here is the example of a movie and real life real life accident in Junagadh. So, The Believers movie 1984. This film explores the danger of blind faith, cult practices, and superstitions within a thriller and a horror narrative. In the same way, in the right side, there is the uh, it's about the news. It's really happening in Junagadh. Father and his uncle try to some tantric rituals on her 14 years old daughter, and they both are killed him and done very bad practices on her because they believe there is a bad spirit in her. So this we can see in real life there is a many bad dangerous things are happening in a very harsh and cruel manner. In movie PK 2014, there is also about one alien who was comes from the another uh, planet and come to the earth. So he was confused what's are happening in this earth. So he was questioning various social beliefs, religion and superstitions, making a commentary on the blind faith. So in this movie he was talking about giving some direct example of this type of bad beliefs of astrology and superstitions. So here I have got a list from ChatGPT, list of some astrological belief from various countries around the world. When we are talking about the at the level of psychology, at psychology is the universal thing that we can see in the when they talk about human, the psychology is applied to everyone. So not only in India but throughout the world, people has their belief system in this type of things. So in India, as we know, the Vedic astrology is there. In the throughout the world, in different country, they have their own belief system, and they are also believing this type of things. So this is the happening in overall the world. In conclusion, because of prediction of astrologers are generally vague, Poppetarian would assert that the real problem with astrology is that it is not falsifiable. Astrologers cannot make a prediction which is unfulfilled would lead them to give up their theory. Hence, because it is falsifiable, astrology is unscientific. If it is unscientific, There are some people who are believing it's as the science, and those are the astrologers are sell astrology on the name of the pure science, but it is not in that way. And here I have completed my presentation. This is my work cited. Thank you. Now I'm open for question answer session.
How does the story's perspective on the astrologer's profession and the human nature affect society?
Okay. So, as Payal asked, how does the story's perception on on the astrologer's profession and human nature and of human nature affect on society? So, astrologers' professions are perspective on, we can say, the cultural dynamics are there, the society are involving in those things from the very old era. So, and this how the human society is affected, human nature is wants some type of psychological benefit, and those who are emotionally susceptible people, they have the requirement of this type of thing. So the society in the everyone is not emotionally powerful, so those who are susceptible emotionally and psychologically, they have the need of this type of astrologers and in their life.
Rajeshwari, so how does the astrologer psychology reflect people's beliefs in astrology and superstitions?
So, Pooja, in your question, how does astrologer psychology reflect people's belief in astrology and supernatural? So, if we are talking about astrologers psychology, so those who are connected with this type of business and work of this type of astrology, for them it is their business. So first of all, they are think about money, and in the for the sake of money, they might cheat people and tell something wrong for the sake of their business in this type of thing. So the astrologer psychology might be the market is affect their work as well as. Thank you.